Hi, I'm Tammy Randolph, and you're watching The Chamber Does What? Hi, thank you for joining me again today. My special guest is Eric Boston, the owner of Boston Uncommon. Hi, Eric. How are you?
I'm doing well, Tammy. Good to see you.
Good to see you. So, Boston Uncommon. What is Boston Uncommon?
We are a creative sign company that produces display systems, custom awards, exterior and interior signs.
Now, I know that you did all of the cool signs that we did at the Centennial Gala for the Chamber.
That was fun.
Those are some cool signs. What are some signs around town that people might not know that were your signs?
Well, we've done quite a lot of work with both school systems, both the city and the county. So, E.L. Ross Elementary's got a nice monument sign out front. All of the central office, or the district office, excuse me, for the county schools, and the central office for the city schools. We did all of the interior.
And y'all did the mural, the world mural inside Cleveland Middle, correct?
Yes.
That's my grandson's school.
Great project. That is a fantastic school. They're doing awesome things there. And that was a neat project there. The World Walks Our Halls.
Yeah, and I've seen it, been in, like I said, it's my grandson's school, and it's really, really neat to say it, because it's not, I wouldn't say that you do conventional signs. They stand out more than some of the traditional signage that I've seen in places.
Well, I think that's where the uncommon part maybe comes into play just a little bit. We try with intention to feel like we're an extension of the organization that we're representing, and I never want to really lose that personal touch. Essentially, if I was on staff, what would I want? How would I want to represent what we're doing? And so we call that building brand significance, and in the word significance, the first four letters are
Sign. There you go.
You know, so it's more than just checking off a box. It's how that identity helps advance what they do. You know, whether that's education or healthcare or the not-for-profit world.
Because you did the signage,
matters.
when you bring up the not-for-profit world, you did the signage out at the Caring Place, the new building out there, which is absolutely gorgeous, all the extension out there.
I think that was fun for me, working with Corinne and her team, to just learn more about what they do. And I remember when that project started, I hadn't been to the previous location. And
Ooh,
I was
big
like,
difference.
Can you show me where you were doing things? And so we went and toured, and in the entrance there was a cross that had been cut out of vinyl. Someone probably did it on a Cricut or something like that. And I said, tell me, what's this? And she's like, oh, that's very important to our neighbors. They like seeing that. It was different names of Jesus in a cross shape. It's like, oh, I like that. So I took a picture of it, and that ended up being a part of the project, and that's their chapel entrance. And so I took that and we carved it so that there was a representation of where they were to the new place. So that interconnectivity was kind of fun.
That's really kind of cool. So you're able to, instead of, like I said, just not a standard sign, say this is what it is, you're able to incorporate the personality of the organization, of the business, and of the people that are part of it.
Oh, absolutely. You know, brand matters. And sometimes we lose the opportunity to emphasize who we are and what we stand for if we just have a generic shoe, so to speak, that we'd be putting with a really nice suit. Obviously, there are a lot of online options out there to get something, but we like to customize that which is replicable within the organization and keeps a consistent look, from first impressions when you pull in the parking lot to walking into somebody's office.
And it's all, you make it all here, correct? Here in Bradley County?
Correct.
That's what I thought you did all here. Now, you've been a member with us for almost 2 years. What made you decide to join the chamber?
I think the initial reason was knowing it was time to get out of my individual silo. You can get so consumed in doing what you do that as much as you can feel like you have individual connections with the jobs that you're doing, you don't have that broader community that happens, and that's what the chamber brings. And obviously, it's good exposure. It's a good opportunity to talk more about in public forums what you do. But what I've found more beneficial is learning more about what other people do. And the chamber as a traditional word, I feel is kind of a confining thing. And my chamber experience has not been that. It's the community of community. It's being able to be with other organizations and learn what their needs are, and learn how you might be able to be of assistance to them, and where you might be able to help connect them with someone that that has nothing to do with what you do, but you just happen to know a person that they might not.
That's what I try to tell people is that I always say I'm not going to bring 800 people to your door when you join the chamber, but it's the connections in the community and with the other business owners and nonprofits that helps expand your connection and get you more involved in the community and get you feel like you're part of something.
I think one of the things that I really enjoyed in some of the first after hours and coffees was that there was this lady, her name was Tammy Randolph, and she had just gotten this role, and I think I was one of her early recruits.
You were?
If not the first recruit. And, I think that first chamber coffee, I might have ended up actually getting my shirt stretched a little bit because she kept pulling me. I need to introduce you to this person. Have you met Eric? So that connectivity is just a good thing. It's good to know people, and it's good to develop those relationships. And it's not always about trying to generate the next sale.
No.
As much as it's just knowing, we're building something here as a community. And there are people that are serving in a lot of unique ways. And we might not cross paths on an income statement or on an invoice, but we can serve, even if it's just to encourage someone with what they're doing, to be able to celebrate their successes. To me, that's a big part of what the chamber brings, is that community together.
Well, and you know what it's like being a newcomer coming to the coffees, because it can get a little overwhelming. We get over 100 people that come to those. And so you know what it's like walking into that building and not knowing somebody. So I think it's helped you as well, because now you reach out to other newcomers and kind of help get them feel more comfortable in those spaces.
Well, one of the things that I've, celebrate with you is, even the success that you had, in the end of your first year, that you topped your goal of 100, and even knowing that, it feels good to be aware so that you can, add a girl, someone, because that matters. You're feeling that you're a part of something bigger than just yourself.
It is, and it's all that thing, because everybody is out about making connections and having that value with yourselves and with other people. And I think that's what the chamber is able to bring. And I know that's what you've brought. I mean, you're the director of the Uncommon for us now.
Well, it's good to have an uncommon department. I think one of the things, if somebody's watching this today and thinking, well, I've thought about joining, but I'm not really sure if I'd be able to make that type of investment. There is a price point for every size organization. And this particular organization has made it very easy for even a sole proprietor, very small operation in your basement can be a member of the chamber at a nominal cost.
Well, I think that's it, because our community is everything from the sole proprietor, one guy, one person, up to the large manufacturers. And I think that's what's really nice about the chamber and our community is that there's room for everybody, and there's a way for everybody to fit in with that. And I think that it's been wonderful how you have jumped in and just, you were a little hesitant at first. You were a little nervous. I got you in the door. That's all I was going for that first time.
You did. You did.
But you keep coming back, and I'm very thankful to have you as one of our chamber members and to see how you've blossomed within the chamber.
Well, thank you. And I'm thankful that you're in the role that you're in, 'cause you're doing a tremendous job.
Well, I appreciate it, and I appreciate you taking the time and coming to speak with us.
Yeah.
Tell everybody, what is your phone number? What's the best way to get in touch with someone who wants to find out about Boston Uncommon?
Oh, you can, obviously, we've got social media presence and website, Boston Uncommon, LLC.com. Reach me by phone, 423-284-5313.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If you are looking for something that's uncommon, please make sure you check with Eric in Boston Uncommon. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, share, and tell your friends, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.